Okay, so we've finished our panel of cushion stitch and we're ready to do the border row. I like to go up through one of the corners. And we're just doing one row of stitches the whole way around. And it's not this top part because that's how we're going to attach to the other pieces. Now when I do this, I like to put one straight across in the corner that acts as a go-between between the corner one and then the new row. And so I go this same direction. Make sure you're going the same direction for all your pieces. Because when you attach them, it will look nice because all 3 rows will go the same direction. And I'll show you what I mean in the next step. So we're going to go all the way around. Now, if your yarn is not long enough to do all the way around, that's easy enough. You'll just go right wherever you are, go behind, cut off the excess, and start a new thread just like you did up here. And especially for the longer pieces, like the center panel, that's needed because the yarn would just be too long. That's the only downside of working with this cotton, which I love. But if you overwork it, it will eventually get worn out. All right, now when we get to the end, I'm gonna go right back where we started, trim off the excess, and now we have added the border row. Okay, so this is all the other pieces already attached. Now one thing I didn't go over is overcasting the center, and it's very easy. There are 2 other videos on my YouTube page about how to do this, and I basically just went right, just what we just did, right through all the way around and then right back. Now when we attach pieces, we're going to use the whip stitch, and you can see since all my rows are going the same way, these are all the same way all the way around. So likewise, when we add this one, it's going to go the same way. Now using the whip stitch, there's 1 stitch straight across at the beginning and 1 at the end, and everything in between is at the diagonal. Now there's 2 ways to do this. For most of the boxes that I've made, when I start this, I will just go in right through here and leave the excess here. But for this one, I actually added knots, and I just find it a more satisfying way to construct things. I've been making a lot of the dice, which are a cube, and since I made those with the intention of them being thrown around, they needed to be more secure. So I started constructing this way, and I really like it. So that's what we're gonna do for this piece. So either way, I like to start from the center, and you need to make sure, and actually it doesn't matter, either way is exactly the same. But what we've done here is every square is alternating. So going back to step 1, remember we made this side different from this side so that it's alternating straight across. And so that when we make the corners like this, it all matches up. All 3 are the same. All 3 are the same. Okay, so to do this, we're going to start in the top corner hole of the center piece, and we're going to be using the knot method at the end. So we want to leave a bit of a tail. 6 inches is fine for this one. We're going to go right into the top corner, doing 1 straight across, and then right back in that same hole. Now there's an easier way to do this that I'll demonstrate, but you need to be careful that when you do it, that you're not clipping the thread on either side. So I'm going to hold the piece like that. Line them up, and then we're going on the diagonal and then straight across to the other side. Now you can't do this when you attach the next part we're going to do, but for attaching just single piece to single piece, this works pretty well. Okay, so when we reach the end here, we're going to do 1 more straight across. And then tie our knot. And I always tie a double knot. Now you can construct it like this. What I like to do is more construct it as I go. So I'll make the centerpiece and then make the side, attach it. Then I'll make this and attach it, and so forth. I find it easier to connect these two without these flaps on the end. But either way. Okay, so the last thing I want to show in this part is attaching one of the corners. So basically the same thing we just did. And you want to leave a tail. Okay, so we're going to go in the topmost hole. These are actually easier boxes to work with. The standard size, you know, it's deeper. So this one is much easier. The pieces are more unwieldy, but it's always easy to get your hands in there. Okay, now we're going right back in that same hole. And now doing the diagonal. Now there is a slightly quicker way to do this stitch. You could do this, where it's just one motion. So whichever feels better for you. Okay, now we're at the end here. One more straight across. Take off your needle. Tie the double knot. And then if you haven't thrown your scissors on the floor, you can cut off the excess. Okay, so that is how to begin attaching the sides. This one looks really nice. It's a great one to demonstrate with because since it's a different color, you can easily see the trim. And the last step will be how to finish it.